Here we are with another female winemaker. So we have CSG from Autour and she is a winemaker out of Languedoc who initially was working in finance or something and had a terrible accident, decided that corporate life wasn't for her, went and joined her husband who was making beautiful wines in the Loire, decided that wasn't the right terroir for her, went down to Languedoc, found some grapevines and produces some really beautiful and fun stuff. So we were only able to get a few cases of this, which means that if you have it in your club, you're very lucky. And the CSG stands for Cinsault, Syrah, Grenache, which surprised me because if you know anything about the Languedoc, C would normally stand for Carignan. So this is not the normal expression of what you would expect to see out of the Languedoc because Cinsault is used, but it's not used nearly as much as Carignan. So let's smell it. It has these really lovely earthy notes, and it really reminds me of some of the other Languedoc producers we have down there. It just smells super alive, if that makes sense. There's a lot of quote unquote vin vivant, living wine, made down the Languedoc, and there's something. It's like almost slightly effervescent, but it's really not that. But it like tickles your tongue a little bit, and you get that a lot out of the Languedoc. So a bit of earthiness, almost like boiled cherries. I don't know. Like there's definitely a lot of cherries in there, but like there's a specific quality to that cherry that is not just like your normal cherry. So let's try it. Mm, her stuff is so good. So it is deep, is round, but it's also, like I said, like a little bit prickly, which I love. So this wine's great by itself, but definitely put it with some food. And if I were to pick something now, I would pick, we're in March now, I would pick like a stew. It's not that heavy. Like it's not some deep heavy thing, but a lot of times when I'm having a stew, you don't want something, a wine that's super heavy. This like has the structure that's gonna compete with that. I had beef stroganoff recently. That would be really nice with this. It's a deep wine. It's not full bodied by any means, but it's got great structure and it is medium bodied and it has some really great like an acidic backbone, and it could combat those things. I want to put it with something heftier than some of these other reds that we've had. So yummy, great female winemaker. We're still transitioning into spring, so I would say this is one of the wines I would put with some of your warmer meals or heavier meals that you're going to have this month. So, and go look her up. Her stuff is really nice. So I hope you enjoy it.